Welcome to the Deep Dive, and today, our Rugby Obsession Deep Dive. We're not just looking at replays today, we're uh, really getting into one of the most talked about moments in recent rugby.
That's right. A play that had everyone talking, didn't it? Divided opinions, decided a whole series.
Exactly. So our mission here is to unpack that really heated debate around well, a critical moment in that British and Irish Lions series win over the Wallabies.
We're talking about the Jac Morgan clear-out, an incident that, yeah, everyone's still chewing over, a real flashpoint.
And to help us figure it out, we're really leaning on the insights from one of rugby's, most respected voices.
Wayne Barnes, the man who reffed the 2023 World Cup final. His view, even from his sofa, is pretty authoritative.
Definitely. And hey, before we jump right in, make sure you hit subscribe on Rugby Obsession. You don't want to miss any of our deep dives into this stuff.
Good call. Okay, so the scene.
Right. Let's paint the picture. Last play. Melbourne. The tension. You could feel it through the screen.
Absolutely thick. Wallabies attacking, deep in Lions territory.
They were right on the edge of leveling the series against the Lions. Everything, literally everything, was riding on these final moments.
And that's when it happened. The crucial breakdown collision.
Yep, deep in the Wallabies 22. Jac Morgan for the Lions, Carlo Tizzano for the Wallabies.
And maybe for listeners less familiar, a clear-out, like Morgan was doing, is trying to shift the defending player, Tizzano here, away from the ball. It's fundamental, but often messy.
Super physical part of the game. And here's the twist, right? Despite that collision, the ref lets play go on.
No whistle.
No whistle. The Lions get the ball, they surge forward, and boom, Hugo Keenan gets over the line.
Dramatic stuff. Ball down. 29-26, Lions win. Comeback complete.
You saw the Lions celebrating, but if you were a Wallabies fan,
Yeah.
probably stunned silence.
Well, for a moment it looked done and dusted, but then you know how it is in rugby.
Oh yeah, the pause.
The officials huddled up. Those initial celebrations kind of froze.
And after that huddle, the confirmation came through. Morgan's clear out. Legal.
Crucially, no foul play. That was the key.
And then the Lions party could really start. You could almost hear the sigh of relief from their fans worldwide.
But the debate certainly didn't stop there, did it?
Not a chance. Which is why we need to bring in Wayne Barnes. Someone who knows the laws, knows the pressure. His view is massive here.
Absolutely. As you said, 2023 World Cup final ref. His opinion carries weight, even when he's just watching like the rest of us.
And he wasn't just watching, was he? He wrote about it.
He did, yeah. In his Daily Telegraph column, he reviewed the refereeing across the tour, and this moment got significant attention. It gives us that objective view away from the immediate heat of the result.
So what was his big takeaway? What did he actually say?
He talked about feeling this huge sense of relief on my sofa when the call came, but the really key bit, the line everyone picked up on was, every time there is head contact, it does not mean that there is foul play.
That is such an important point, isn't it? Because the default reaction now often seems to be, see head contact, expect a card.
Exactly. He's pushing back against that a little, reminding us that rugby is a contact sport. Things happen incredibly quickly, especially at the breakdown. It's that tangled mess of bodies over the ball.
He's saying not all contact, even to the head area, is deliberate or avoidable foul play. It's about intent, dynamic.
Precisely. The context is everything.
Baby.
It's that line between accidental collision and illegal action.
And he didn't stop there. He had praise for the officials on the day, too.
Yeah, he thought they showed a wonderful feel for the game. That's high praise, not just on that last call, but throughout the match.
Strong decision-making under pressure.
And he mentioned the TMO, the video ref, working away in the background, making sure there wasn't, as he put it, any clamor.
Meaning a big mistake. Yeah.
Right. No game-changing errors missed. That background check is so vital now.
He even used an example from earlier in the match, didn't he?
He did. Jack Conan's dive for the line in the first half. The on-field refs called knock-on straight away. No need for a long TMO review.
Show their confidence, their instinct.
Exactly. Which brings us back to that final huddle. Barnes described it brilliantly. The officials, they're in the middle, 90,000 people listening in on the stadium PA. Talk about pressure.
Wow. You could hear the discussion.
Yeah, Barnes highlighted it. Referee Andrea Piardi starts, says Morgan and Tizzano arrived at the same time, sets the scene.
Okay.
Then Ben O'Keefe chips in, says it was dynamic, and Morgan was rapping. Key details about the action itself.
Rapping, meaning trying to make a legal tackle or clear out, not just hitting hard.
Right, and Piardi sums it all up. It's play on for us. Decision made.
Imagine being in that huddle. the weight of the series on those words. Barnes must have been impressed they handled it like that.
He definitely conveyed that sense of relief, yeah. And the crowd reaction, instant.
I bet.
Barnes mentioned the deluge of noise at the MCG when PRD announced it. He actually called that PA system announcement a great addition to international rugby.
I agree with that. It helps everyone understand why a decision was made, not just what it was. Transparency.
Totally. And it wasn't just Barnes supporting the call. He pointed out other experts chiming in.
Like who?
Dan Bigger on Sky Sports asking, rhetorically, where could he go? Talking about Morgan.
Implying it was unavoidable contact in that situation.
Exactly. And Ronan O'Gara apparently replied instantly, very little. Barnes said he agreed wholeheartedly with both of them, reinforces that view. Rugby incident, not foul play.
Which leads nicely into that bigger point Barnes was making about the game itself.
Yeah, the dynamism versus safety aspect. He said rugby is a dynamic game with lots of moving parts. And while safety has to be paramount, these things happen.
It comes back to that core idea. Not every single head contact is automatically foul play. It's a tough balance for officials. Protect players, yes, but keep the essence of a collision sport.
It's the constant challenge, isn't it? How the game evolves.
And after the match, the chat online and among pundits, it went everywhere.
Oh, I saw some of it.
Some suggesting Tizzano maybe exaggerated the contact, even used the word dived.
Yeah, that happens. Opinions fly in the heat of the moment, don't they? Replays get analyzed frame by frame. Barnes's view helps cut through some of that noise.
And he had that brilliant, very relatable line himself, didn't he? Showed some real humility.
He did. He said, as someone who didn't like tackling, let alone jack-calling, I'm not going to pretend to know what being cleared out by someone who is 100 kilograms running at full tilt feels like.
Yeah, that's great. It just grounds it, doesn't it? Shows he understands the sheer physicality from the player's side, even as a top ref.
Adds that human element. And his final thought on the officials.
He acknowledged that, look, many people will have their own opinions, which is fair enough.
Always the case in rugby.
Always. But he thought the decision showed these three officials have a wonderful feel for the game. Coming from Wayne Barnes, that's about as high praise as you can get.
Huge endorsement. Speaks volumes about their skill under that intense spotlight.
All right, let's just pause here for a second. A quick reminder to subscribe to Rugby Obsession if you haven't already. We love getting into these big moments and giving you the deeper insights.
Definitely. We want to connect you right to the heart of the game.
Okay? So now we want to bring you, our listener, into this. We've heard from Barnes. We've looked at the officials, the context. What did you make of it all?
Yeah, what stood out for you? Did you agree with Barnes? Maybe you saw something different watching it live or on replay?
We genuinely love hearing your takes on these moments. Send them in. Your perspective really adds to the conversation.
Absolutely. So as we start to wrap up this deep dive, we really hope we've given you a bit more clarity, maybe a few aha moments on just how complex refereeing these huge games can be.
We've dug into one of the most talked about incidents using Wayne Barnes' analysis of that Jac Morgan clear-out as our guide.
So the final thought we want to leave you with.
Yeah, something to mull over.
Yeah.
What does this whole incident and all the chat around it really tell us about that constant balancing act in rugby?
You mean between player safety, keeping the game dynamic, and just the art of refereeing?
Exactly. How do you best mix that crucial feel for the game the refs need with the strict letter of the law? How do we keep rugby thrilling, but also make sure it's as safe as it possibly can be?
It's the big question for the sport moving forward, isn't it? Always evolving.
Definitely something to think about. And one last time, don't forget to subscribe to Rugby Obsession so you catch all our future deep dives.
We'll be back with more.
Thank you so much for listening to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive, and we'll look forward to you listening to our next episode.